Live from Eorzea.
Limit Break. With your hosts, Nero.
So for the love of God, woman, go make me a fresh batch of hurricanes.
Juxtaposition.
Remember the power, the regret, the confusion.
Ascalia.
Now behold the horror you have wrought.
LimitBreakRadio.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Limit Break Radio, a radio returns. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Nero Grigori, and I'd like to thank you for joining us for part 3 of our first official episode here as we relaunch Limit Break Radio for Final Fantasy XIV. Over the weekend, Square Enix held the second part of the live producer letter, which detailed player housing, the PvP arena, the Wolves Den, treasure hunts, daily Beastman quests, and absolutely everything coming in patch 2.1. Now, we'll be going over this in greater detail later tonight when we record a brand new episode of Limit Breaking News to cover patch 2.1's notes in detail, which we hope is going to be released just in time to keep you busy while Final Fantasy XIV servers go dark for a possible 24 hours. We'll also have a new Laser Beam Raptors video and a new segment that we'll talk a little bit later in the show. So keep checking LimitBreakRadio.com for the latest episodes, videos, and nonsense from the LBR crew. Now, here's part 3 of episode 1 of Limit Break Radio, a radio returns. All right, so we're going to move on from stuff that's going on in 14 and talk about the show a little bit. Since we're bringing back the show, we're going to try to change a couple of things. We had started talking about what we wanted to start changing in the last episode, and the changes just keep on coming. So in the old version of Limit Break Radio, what we would do is we would sort of choose a topic for the show that we were going to do that day, and bring in someone from the listening audience or find someone in the community that really knew what the topic was. And it worked out really well for us. For a long time, it worked out really well. And we were able to get a great bunch of guest hosts. And we're always so thankful for anyone who's willing to volunteer their time and come on the show and hang out with us. That's so cool of you guys. But
except Davey.
Yeah, because fuck Davey.
Seriously.
What has he ever brought to this show?
Yeah. I know, right?
Besides laughs and giggles.
Yeah. Is he on Sargantanus yet?
Yes, he is.
Oh, all right. So our next bit of a thing is we're moving to Excalibur now.
Better not be. I just moved last night.
No, we're doing that tonight, Juxta.
All right.
Crap. We'll leave Escalia on Sargantanus.
I think we're supposed to go to Hyperion. That's where everything's happening right here.
So one of the things that we've talked about changing, and we're going to see if we can do this, we want to change how we do guest hosts, how we bring on guest hosts. Mostly because we don't want to have to keep going back to you guys, the audience, and keep finding new people over and over again. Because when we would bring people on, they'd want to come back on. That would be their first question is, hey, when can I come back on the show? I had such a great time. And since we had so many people applying for guest hosts under so many different topics, it was really hard to bring people back. And it was really hard to at the end, it became really hard to find guest hosts just because of the game population, what we wanted to talk about, stuff like that. So one of the things that we're looking to change this go round is that we want to have guest. We want to move away from having guest hosts, someone who comes and hangs out for the whole episode. What we're going to be looking for instead are correspondents. And we want correspondents that'll keep up with one particular area of the game. If you know all of the different angles of the game or all the different roles in the game. That's great, and you'd probably be a great correspondent for one of them. But we do want to have a variant of different voices and people coming onto the show. But basically, it would work like this: we would have one person who would be responsible for knowing tanking rules, because in a lot of ways, warriors and paladins have similar role positions that they fill. While their cooldowns might be different, their job actions might be different, their cross-class actions might be different. All of that is sort of secondary and comes along with the system. It comes along with playing the game. It's all stuff that you should pick up as you're leveling these jobs. So having one person for a paladin correspondent or having one person for a warrior correspondent didn't seem to make much sense. So we're looking for correspondents for the following. We're looking for a tanking correspondent, a ranged DPS correspondent, a melee DPS correspondent, a healing correspondent, a crafting and gathering correspondent, and we might separate those two because we do recognize that crafting and gathering are two large chunks of the game that impact each other differently, and they operate differently, and they have different mechanics. So if we can find one person for crafting and one person for gathering, that's great. But if we can find one person that can cover both crafting and gathering, that would be even better. We're also looking for a lore correspondent, someone who has a great handle on the story and the lore of the game. And we're also looking for an endgame correspondent, someone who's really focused on what is, essentially Binding Coil right now, but we'll move on to Extreme Mode Primals and all of the other endgame content that's going to be coming out. We think that this is a better way to do this because Limit Break Radio wasn't around for 1.0, and we're getting in right before the very first content patch of 2.0. So from our position, as opposed to where we got in with 11, when we started podcasting for 11, there were 3 expansions out for the game, and there were way more things to do, way more topics that we could cover. So I think just being able to keep our listeners up to date on what's changing with the game, what's changing in terms of endgame content, what's changing in terms of role adjustments or job adjustments. I think that would be a little bit more of a valuable service for our listeners than necessarily setting a topic and going through that topic, like going through Dragoon 1 to 50. I don't know that that's entirely necessary because the job explains what it wants out of itself through the progression of the job. So we hope that this is a better way to sort of organize it. Now, I know that there are going to be some people out there that are saying, yeah, but if I'm not a correspondent, how can I interact with the show? How can I be on the show? You can still be on the show. We've set up a voicemail account through our Skype mailbox, and we've also assigned a phone number to that Skype account. So when we do eventually start broadcasting these live over something like Twitch or some kind of live streaming service, live listeners will be able to call in to the show with their questions if they so choose. So there are still some ways that you can get involved with the show. There are some ways that you can be a part of the show. And of course, if we do have a correspondent and that correspondent decides that they can't have the same time commitment, we'll hold auditions for a new correspondent for that position. So there are ways to get involved. So the idea is we're going to have auditions for each one of the correspondents. We'll have more information on our website when we figure out when the auditions will be, when we solidify what the roles we want people to have will be. We'll have more information on auditions and how you can sign up for those and be a part of Limit Break Radio, be a reoccurring part of Limit Break Radio. That'll all be at our website, limitbreakradio.com. Also, make sure to subscribe to us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. We'll have tons of info about what we plan on doing to the correspondent part of our show in the future. So I think it's a better way to sort of plan things out and to have a more consistent, concise show.
Definitely.
So,
Plus, this way I can make fun of our correspondents more often and have better quips directed at them.
That's true.
so yeah, we are looking for people that really jive with us and really jive with the overall feel of the show. So what we're probably going to do is bring you on Skype. We'll lay out like 3 or 4 hours before a show one week, and we'll bring a bunch of people on Skype and run through some auditions and see what we like. So let's.
Are we going to record the auditions and like have like a special LBR special?
Where we just broadcast people who didn't get on
and then make fun of them.
Yes.
Kind of like an American Idol sort of thing.
Yeah, or just like riff tracks their audition.
Don't know that I would want.
I think that'd be mean.
It might. That might cross over into the area of mean. I think it does. And we don't want to dissuade people from auditioning.
We've got so many other people to be mean to.
Can I be Simon Cowell?
Yes, you can be Simon Cowell.
If you want to be.
You all suck.
You got to do
British.
There you go.
Yeah, do the accent.
I'm British.
That's not an accent.
Sound like George Clooney.
Your accent.
That's okay. All right.
Moving on.
We'll check out some emails. I want to thank everyone who sent in emails. We got a couple of them here. Hey, LBR, just wanted to thank you for returning. I've been a listener since Cutting the Ribbon. Wow. All the way back to the very first 11 episode of Limit Break Radio. That's a long time. Just wanted to say that this show will improve my gaming experience, and then with stars dramatically.
Well, no other podcast is gonna.
Someone's
got to do it.
You got a good point.
Yep.
You get to choose from boring or wanting to be LBR.
I think I'll just choose LBR. Wait, there's an idea.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Why choose a show that wants to be LBR when you can actually listen to the real fucking thing? I know you guys are going to add a whole new element to FF14, A Realm Reborn, and a huge number of players. Here's to the reboot. Thank you very much, Lock Donovan. I appreciate the email. Quick question for you guys. I know we'll be hearing from Annie, Juxta, and Escalia, but can we one day hear from old school names like Sale, Kahlo, Gamer, or Vicky? I know everyone has busy lives and the whole crew can't fully come back, but it'd be awesome to hear someone pop in from time to time. Well, you heard Kahlo.
Who cares about those people?
I'm just glad he spelled my name right.
He did spell your name right. Good job. Somebody remembers you.
That's
good
right.
job. Good
One person.
Job.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah, there's a good chance that you'll hear some old voices. Kahlo already came back and made an appearance. Gamer, probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
I'll just be honest.
I imagine Kyle will pop in from time to time to make fun of us. But,
yeah. Sale, I would imagine you might hear from in the future. Vicky, I could probably say would be on the show at some point.
You know what's funny?
What?
There's a name missing from that list.
Argitlam?
Argitlame.
Who remembers that guy?
Well, we can tell how the listener feels about him.
Nobody likes the Rusty Paladin.
No.
Go back to your corner. Gross. So thank you, Lock Donovan. We appreciate your email. That's Lock Donovan, the Master Crafter from Cerberus.
How do you get that title?
I don't know.
It's a good thing he's not a masturbator.
I think they do make a joke about that if you level fishing.
Really?
I think they do.
I think it's like one of the first ones because I remember that.
Oh, okay.
Because I have all the jobs at one. Yeah.
So you've equipped the weapons? Or the...
Well, now you have to go to the places and do the stupid quest where you say, I want to be a fisherman.
Our next email comes from Malire.
If you're going to email us, put the phonetic pronunciation of your name in.
Yeah. We're back to this, just butchering people's names. Malire Frey Jr., a proud career warrior. What's up, warrior?
I'm sorry.
From the Balmung server. He writes, greetings, LBR. It's been a while indeed. I've been having a podcast itch since the days of old and found content for ARR lacking.
Us too.
Yes, so did we.
That's why we're back.
Yep.
Terribly.
That was him.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
That was him.
It's great to hear that you'll move efforts to A Realm Reborn, as the flavor you brought to 11 was profoundly unique. I'll have to give Ascalia a wave next time I see him on Balmung.
Yeah, probably not.
Not anymore.
I doubt it. But I would have appreciated it.
It's good to see the intentions back and looking forward to more shows. I prefer to keep things short and sweet with any fan email. Keep rocking and do us wars proud in Euro. I will. Looking forward to more shows and maybe even helping out with content, time and spouse willing in the future. So thank you, Milur Frey Jr. of the Balmung server. So, yeah. Those are a couple of emails that we've gotten. We had gotten a bunch of other way more specific emails that we've replied to in private. But if you would like to send us email to read on the show, send it to hosts@limitbreakradio.com. So we at the beginning of the show we had sort of put it out there that we are going to have our first contest for Limit Break Radio, a Radio Reborn, and you know, people like to say that we sound like a morning show, like we sound like any morning show that you would turn on anywhere. And I personally like that comparison. I love morning radio. I've listened to morning shows for years, like Opie and Anthony and Drew and Mike and Howard Stern. I've looked up to these guys for years and years and years. So let's just steal one of their bits.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a thing that's going on in the FF14 podcasting community, where you just steal people's bits. So why don't we steal somebody else's bit?
I like it.
All right.
Only we'll be entertaining with it.
So here's what you're going to do, listeners. If you want a $10 ultimate game card, which you can use to apply to your account to help pay for Final Fantasy XIV, here's what you need to do. You need to send the sexiest screenshot that you can of your character, whether it's in underwear, whether it's in bathing suit gear. It's just the sexiest thing that you can do. Send it to contests@limitbreakradio.com. We're calling this contest Fapping the Realm. And, of course, the sexiest submissions will receive a $10 ultimate game card, courtesy of Limit Break Radio. A radio is back.
Revisited?
Revisited, something like that.
Be creative, people. Just a picture of your character and your coolest armor is not going to win.
Don't go to Costa del Sol and just put on a bikini and do an emote. Let's get some creativity in here.
Now, if you go to Costa del Sol, put it on a bikini, have like 3 other people in there and a funny caption, that might win you something.
That might indeed win you something.
So, but just an example, be creative, have fun with it. We want to see the sexiest thing you got.
Yes, and submit it to contest@limitbreakradio.com. You could be our Fapping the Realm winner.
I vote we don't let Juxta do the judging.
You could be our Fapping the Realm wiener.
Oh,
see what I did there?
I see what you did there.
What?
I vote we don't let Juxta judge it.
Rodigans need not apply.
Male or female, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just don't.
Mikote, apply in droves. Male or female.
Multiple shots.
We're basically asking people to come up with a money shot. Oh, goodness.
Oh, God. It's such a long way to go for the pun, which is Fapping the Realm. It really is. But it's a fun way to get $10 and
you can say it's the easiest $10 you've ever earned.
If we really wanted to get intense with it, if we really wanted to be super creepers about this, we could say send a screenshot and then take a picture of yourself doing the exact same pose as your character.
Oh no.
And we could get super creepy with it, but we're not going to do that. You just need to send a screenshot.
Female characters only need apply.
Female only. But
you know what? No, here, I'll throw in an extra $10 for that. for that addition. I like that one.
So you can win 10 additional dollars from Juxta if you're in it as well.
Oh God. This will be good.
Yeah, this will go over well.
This will go over well.
I'm sure we won't look back at this at all and think that was a poor decision.
I can't wait for the hate mail. How dare you ask us to take screenshots in our bikinis? That is so sexist.
Yep.
Taking screenshots, totally sexist. There can be a sexist motivation behind it.
Sure. Why not? I need to objectify female characters in
digital
games.
female boobies.
That's right. I'm going to objectify the hell out of those pictures.
And keep in mind, I know exactly how big the slider goes for your breast size, so...
No photoshopping it. Or are you encouraging photoshopping?
Yes, actually, creative photoshopping encouraged.
Absolutely. Is this one of those points where we should point out we do not encourage DAP modding or anything like that?
I don't know that there is any DAP modding.
Yeah, I don't know for
14. I haven't looked. If you can DAP mod, then you'll really be guaranteed a win. Show us some shit we haven't seen before.
We're going to get shut down before episode 2.
Square Enix is like, guys, come on.
Someone at Square Enix's PR department is just like, oh. Like they just cringe and they don't know why yet.
Oh, man. I hope that they just find out about fapping the realm from Twitter and don't actually hear any of the context given behind it. Yes, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back. So real quick, before we get out of here, let's check what's going on in the cesspool, a.k.a. the official forums.
It's like, really, you want to go to a place and just feel bad about yourself for a while? That's where to go.
Feel bad about humanity.
Right. It's just... no good comes of that place.
I think since the beta, these have calmed down quite a bit. They're not as obnoxious as they were. 1.0 was still bad. But after a lot of the beta trash went out, I don't think that it's as bad as it used to be. But there are still some ridiculous posts that go on over there,
like the one with the guy who's complaining about that the females' asses are smaller in 2.0.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not kidding.
He was preemptively trying to do fapping the realm.
Yeah, seriously. That's a joke, but somebody took it fucking serious. Whoa.
He actually has like pictures and comparisons.
That's either someone who has way too much time on their hands or is the best troll in the world.
He got a dev post out of it.
Did he really?
I don't know what.
No,
Square, don't acknowledge that.
Why?
Because it's going on for like 2-3 months.
Oh my god,
Dev, what do you even reply to that? What do you say?
I think it was something along the lines of
"Get a life."
I wish. I think it was like something like
we have no plans to increase ass sizes in 2.1.
We had to like refigure the. I fucking don't know.
Justify it with a real answer.
Jiggle physics. That's why.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's... okay, you know what? Square Enix isn't allowed to go at that guy, but we are. You're a fucking idiot. Why would you waste your fucking time unless it is to troll, which in
which case, well done, sir.
Well done. Yes, very well done. But why would... taking screenshots and fucking... oh, dude. Seriously.
You are the lowest form of humanity. Go kill yourself.
Don't play FF14 later.
Go play WoW.
Play
please.
Suck on the Tailpipe. Oh my god. I can't believe that was a real post. I can't believe I missed it.
Yeah, right?
How did you miss it?
Get on the ball.
Because I don't like going into the forums because of that very reason.
Yeah. Well, I guess you know how you missed it.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. What do we?
I venture into the forums every once in a while so I can actually put something good on this.
When you're feeling too good about yourself.
Yes.
I'm feeling too good about myself. I listen to other 14 podcasts.
Oh, snap.
More shots fired. There are often times... here's the question. There are often times when getting ready to fight a primal or enter a dungeon when someone is AFK or possibly asleep. This is seriously irritating.
Yeah.
Where someone will queue, and I know DPS guys, you got a long wait ahead of you, but... having a instance of 8 people and 1 DPS not confirm and have it go back to readying duty status, that is the fucking worst. And I if I could, I would send a Scud missile every time. If I could just know your positioning, just send a fucking Scud missile to your location.
What are you complaining about? You never have a wait anyway.
You're right.
Tank.
I don't.
Here's the worst part: when you're a DPS and you wait 2 hours and someone doesn't accept, that sucks.
That does. Yeah. So they're planning on implementing a ready check feature. We've already finalized the specification and implementation schedule, but this feature will not be. It'll be addressed after patch 2.2.
Damn.
What? So we've got to put up with more of that bullshit for a while.
Yeah, have fun, peeps.
Yeah. So here's another question. Is using the lockout technique considered an exploit? If you're in a dungeon and you run into the boss room and engage the wall and put the wall up and leave the trash outside the room, is that considered an exploit? Because one time in Duty Finder, we pulled... This is in Wanderer's Palace right before Keeper of Haladam, and it's like the last trash pack that you get. You got to kill the Tonberry, and then you've got the
door opens up after you kill the Tonberry,
and you've got the pug, and you've got the slime oil. Well, the Black Mage sleeps those, and we go in and engage Keeper, and we had one person who sat there and was like, "No, that was an exploit. I am going to report you guys, and I'm going to drop in the middle of fight." So we had 3 people to kill Keeper. We were short 1 DPS, which really it wasn't even a challenge.
I'm not sure who that voice was supposed to offend. I'm really not.
It was not the best mockery voice I've come up with. But seriously, the guy calls us cheaters in the middle of the duty and drops in the middle of the boss for locking out 2 mobs. If you're doing a speed run and all of the trash is being locked out, maybe.
Well, but maybe. But I mean, at the same time, they put in, like, it used to be you didn't have to kill the Tonberries to make the doors open up.
Right.
They put that in to avoid people speed running too much.
Right.
So if you're still speed running around that, I don't think it's too big a deal.
I don't think it is either. And to have somebody drop duty in the middle of it is fucking ridiculous. Drop duty.
Lowest common denominator.
So this is the response that SE gave. Though this will not really address the core discussion in this thread, it was about something slightly different. I have been noticing here and in other locations that players are calling the use of boss rooms to lock out monsters an exploit. Just to clarify, the development team is, of course, aware of specification standpoint about the strategies for Wanderer's Palace that involves using boss rooms to lock out regular mobs, and have no specific plans to address this currently. In the future, there is the possibility that this will change. However, we'll be keeping it this way currently for now. Please understand that using this strategy is in no way a violation of rules, and you will not be subject to penalties for playing in this manner.
They don't give a fuck, and neither should you.
No, you shouldn't, and you shouldn't drop duty in the middle of it.
God.
But the thing is, though, with this, I don't know that I necessarily blame that player for their reaction. I don't. Now, if you remember in the lead up to BG's Twintania kill, there was another free company that had down Twintania, but when they did, it had bugged out.
Right, specific glitch happened.
Yep. And Square Enix's response to that was, it was the responsibility of that free company to warp out, to stop the fight, to not get the kill, to not get any of the drops from it.
Yeah, because people were going to do that.
Who does that?
No one would do that.
Who fucking does that? Who says, oh, here's a glitch and we're going to get an easy kill, but we should not take advantage of the easy kill?
Yeah, I want to see the fucking storyline.
There's not a single fucking person that would do that.
And if you say you would have, you're a liar.
Yeah. And
I would. Shut up, you would not.
You would not.
And you would be like on the phone with us making fun of us because you're about to get a Twintania kill and we're not.
But for Square Enix to come and say that is on the players, that it is on the players to stop that instance and to restart it is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, if the mob has totally stopped moving, has stopped attacking, has stopped responding, and you just get a dead mob that you burn to the end of the fight, That's one thing. That is a clear indication that this fight is glitched. Whether it has been glitched by a player or not, but the fight has been glitched. There is clearly a bug. There is clearly something wrong. But we don't know that is necessarily what happened during that Twintania fight. That mob could have been behaving differently from how it's supposed to behave and could still be bugged, but still have a fight going on.
I still think, like, even if that mob goes dead and stops moving, to hold people to the standard of not saying, "Oh, I'm about to get to see the end of the storyline," is ridiculous.
That's fucking
People are going to
stupid.
finish the fight, and even then, they came out and said, "Hey, we're not claiming that we're the first people to beat it. It was glitched. It didn't work."
That's exactly it. Because when this free company came out, and then they had said this on Reddit, they had said, "Look, we know that that this one was glitched.
Yeah,
we didn't glitch it.
No
but
good
the
deed goes unpunished.
But the fight in and of itself had glitched when we were trying to do it legitimately." And even because of that, I have to wonder if these players' accounts were not in jeopardy at any time. If Square Enix had looked at that and said, "Well, you're culpable. You're culpable for exploiting."
Exactly. Now, I don't know. I don't claim to know.
It would have been nice to get some follow-up from some of these players.
That's such a ridiculous expectation.
It is. It's a ridiculous line of logic. And I hardly blame the player that dropped in the middle of the duty finder, because knowing this piece of information, anything could be looked at as an exploit. And if it is, it's on the players' heads. It's not on the people who design the systems.
Not on the programmers' heads.
Right.
Clearly,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's patently ridiculous. It is absolutely on the devs' heads. And if they don't accept responsibility for fights that bug out through no fault of the players, then nobody is safe.
Right. Now, it was one thing in 11 when you glitched AV up against the wall. That was something you had to exploit as a player. You had to specifically go out of your way to get him to glitch in that fashion.
Yep.
It wasn't designed to happen. This is, as far as we know, just something where it just kind of happened. No one knows why.
There was a wrong cosine value in the programming or something. You know what I mean?
Something dumb.
Yeah, something dumb. Something happened, and
every 300th attempt it breaks.
Yeah, who knows? Right. Something like that. Yeah. I don't understand Square Enix's justification for that. There is no one who would be going through a fight, and even if it obviously glitched, there's no
right. The first thought that goes through your head is hurry up and kill it before it unglitches.
Yeah,
hurry up and put that down.
Right. Even with something as visible as a Twintania kill.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
Yep,
I agree.
Stupid.
Juxta.
Yeah. Sounds good.
No, it's okay. I think that's all right. Square Enix is dumb. Fuck them.
They're jerks.
They're jerks.
That takes care of it. That's it. That's everything.
That's it.
That's everything for the show today, too.
Is it? That's it?
Yeah.
All right, keep listening.
We gotta go get wasted.
Good outro.
Yep.
Yeah, goodbye, everyone. Just all get up and leave and let the recorder keep running for a half hour. People are just waiting. I think something's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, that was a good show, guys. We should definitely get out of here. Yeah. Time to go. So make sure that you check out our website, limitbreakradio.com. Send us email, hosts@limitbreakradio.com. Follow us on Twitter @LBRprod. Follow it or like us on Facebook. We'll have some stuff there. We'll be posting, I don't know, probably the best screenshot that we get from Fapping the Realm.
Hell yeah.
Maybe the best 3. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll see what you guys have to submit. I'm so looking forward to these submissions.
It's only going to be the second time people have gone to our website to jack off.
First time was for you, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
My guest appearance, you're like, oh my God, that is a sexy voice.
Make sure that you're doing all the stuff and keeping up with everything. We'll be back. We had been talking about how often do we want to do this show?
Every day.
And
I want it to be my career.
And it had come up like once every 2 weeks, felt like a good a good schedule. And then it was pointed out that maybe there's not enough content in 14 to do it once every 2 weeks. So we're looking at a once monthly show at this point. But we have been recording little segments outside of the show.
Oh God!
Which is clearly better than the actual show.
We've established a Mumble server.
I was not told I was being recorded in that mumble.
We've established a Mumble server, and we've been recording some of the conversations that we have while we're playing 14 or Pokemon or
League
Both.
or all of those things at once.
And if you want to hear some old hosts, you might think about turning it up in there.
The thing is, though, is we don't have a good name for it. We just don't. There's sections of recordings that don't necessarily have anything to do with Final Fantasy XIV. Some of them might. Most of them don't. But we just don't have a good name for it. Right now, Limit Break Radio :ARR, as a subtitle, that seems to be working really well as a designation for any 14 stuff. So if you can come up with a clever acronym that ARR could, that could stand for, maybe we'll take that. Some of the other suggestions have been LBR WTF.
Assholes rage readily.
LBR what the actual fuck. What was LBR After Dark? LBR
After Dark I like.
LBR After Hours. I mean, there have been a whole lot of suggestions that have been put forth, but none of them I've really loved. So we'll probably put out the first edition of that and take some suggestions from the listeners or callers as to what they think.
Definitely.
Because the last time we did that, we got Voices of Vana'diel, which ended up being a great name that we gave to you.
It ended up being a great name and then an even greater show.
Well, let's not go ahead of ourselves. Come on.
Give us your suggestions for what you think a good name for these little side segments. I don't know what to fucking call them.
Shooting the shit.
We tried that name once and it never really stuck.
No, it's just what we're doing.
Well, yeah, I know that.
Well, we're giving context to what we're doing.
I see.
You weren't doing it good.
Okay.
Also, we're introducing a new character. It's called Drugged Juxta.
Yes.
I don't actually remember what goes on.
Juxtaposition is my favorite character.
Juxtaposition. Oh man, you guys got to hear some of these recordings. They're absolutely hysterical. So we're going to try to put those out in between episodes to try to satiate you on your LBR fix until there's more to talk about. It would be nice if content patches came way quicker.
And beyond that, like if something big happens in the game, we'll probably get together and do a show about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And we do plan on bringing Limit Breaking News back. It will be essentially the same thing it was before, where we will just read the patch notes on patch day. So you'll have something to download and listen to while you can't get into Eorzea. So that'll be a lot of fun. You can look forward to those. I'm not sure how we'll delineate 11 from 14. I don't know if the first Limit Breaking News we do, it'll be Limit Breaking News episode 1 for 14, or if we'll just continue the episode number. I don't know yet. And the other thing that I wanted to relay to you guys is that we're going to be having a brand new feed for the 14 only content. It'll probably be called Limit Break Radio, a radio returns on iTunes. But the big thing is, and I do want to thank the couple of people that have given us iTunes love on our old feed. That will become the Limit Break Radio Network feed officially. So the whole archive of Limit Break Radio content that we did from 2006 to 2011 will be there, as well as the new 14 content as it's released. So if you want to hear the old shows or want to have the ability to download them, you want to subscribe to the Limit Break Radio Network feed on iTunes or on your RSS subscription service. Really, if you can do us the huge favor, and when the new 14 feed goes live on iTunes, if you can give us a little bit of iTunes love, that would be enormously helpful for us. It gives us more visibility on the iTunes store, and you would not believe how much traffic that generates for a podcast. So please take some time, give us some love, even if you filled out a review for the show before there, for the old 11 show, fill out a new one and let us know how we're doing. And please give us some feedback. Again, Twitter at LBRProd or Facebook, like us on Facebook. Just search Limit Break Radio, or just go straight to our webpage, limitbreakradio.com.
And we talked about on the last show when you guys, you mentioned us to your free companies, link shells, anything like that. Anywhere you bring us up is the most help you can possibly give our show.
Totally.
So any possible visibility you guys can give us, please go for it. We really, 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 really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, the other thing, here's the one thing that I hadn't kind of settled on and I hadn't really talked about with you guys. We are now approaching the 3rd hour of this show.
Are we really?
Yeah, it's almost 3 hours long.
Dear Lord.
Man, that is totally unexpected. And I did not see that coming.
See, but here's the thing, and this is why I think that this might work out really well. I wasn't timing it out exactly, but I think if we release this episode in 3 episode chunks, that might be better for listeners as opposed to releasing all 3 hours in one go.
I think it'd be hard to differentiate where do we end one episode and pick up the next.
That's true.
Be interesting. Maybe we'd leave it up to people. Do you guys want a full episode once a month, or do you guys want 3 chunks throughout the month?
But I think listeners are used to the big, long, rambly LBRs that are 3-4 hours long, so they already have a context for that. What I think I'm going to try to cut up the show and release it over 3 weeks.
All right.
I think that's what I'm going to try to do. That way, people will have new stuff to listen to, for a couple of weeks.
I become worried though if we make jokes that referenced earlier in the show, are people going to forget about that from week to week?
That's a good question. That is a good question. It's something for us to consider in the future.
Yeah.
Because we had said on the last episode, one of the things that we wanted to do was get these down to a more manageable length, and this is the outline that we made and the show that we sat down and recorded.
It's not a big outline
it's
either.
Your fault. It's your fault.
Yeah, I'll accept responsibility for that. But we do want to have these in a bit more consumable sizes. So I'm going to see if I can cut these up into thirds.
Well, and beyond that, I think let's just ask people, give us some feedback on what do you think about us trying to make them shorter.
Yeah,
see what people want.
Yeah, and if when I do release this, if you don't like it being broken up like this, let us know, and we can go back to releasing one big episode every month. But I think the preference is, if I'm reading our old audience correctly, and a lot of the criticism that we would get, is that we could break these up safely into 3 week chunks, and then that way there wouldn't be as big of a gulf in downtime between episodes.
That's true.
And really, this did kind of go in 3 sections. We talked about the live letter in 2.1 in the first section. The second section would be a little bit more about FanFest, the census, the lightning event, fapping the realm, and then the third part would be probably emails. I would guess. If that's the rough way that I'm thinking about breaking it down in my head. So yeah, that's that could be a distinct possibility.
Could be. Like I said, let us know.
Yep. So that's going to be it for this episode of Limit Break Radio. I want to thank everyone for joining us for our very first actual real episode.
The not pilot.
The not pilot episode. And I want check back to limitbreakradio.com often for new content. We want to put out a whole bunch of content for you guys. We want to have a whole bunch of FF14 stuff to listen to, because God knows we can't listen to 14 stuff anywhere else on the internet. So
amen.
Limitbreakradio.com is that website. If you're on Sergeant Tannis, come join the Laser Beam Raptor Army. Come find us, Aniro, Escalia, or Juxta. Any one of us can get you into the link shell. That's it for us. I am Aniro for Escalia and Juxtaposition. Keep listening.
Limit Break Radio is a production of LimitBreakRadio.com and Bender Media Productions. Final Fantasy XIV is a trademark of Square Enix. Opening music in this episode from Daniel Lambie. Listen to Man with the Machine Gun and other great tracks at Facebook.com/Daniel Lambie Metal Gamer. Closing music provided by Husky by the Geek. Listen to this and other great Final Fantasy XIV covers at Facebook.com/Husky by the Geek. Limit Break Radio and its hosts are solely responsible for its content.